What's up, everybody? This is Dude with another video coming at you. Uh, I kind of wanted to avoid the trending topic within the wrestling community right now, which what happened last night with, as we wrestling fans know, I'm like from WWE's Luke Harper to AEW's Mr. Brody Lee, real name John Huber, passed away due to from what we know so far from his wife was a non-COVID lung issue, you know, and yeah, right now I just want to get off of that and you know not talk about it in detail because again I didn't know him personally, but I was like biggest one of his biggest fans that saw a heavy amount of potential in him, you know, and I'm pretty sure there was a lot of other people that did too. So, like I said, that's just my little bit that I want to put into towards that, you know. Condolences to his family, his close friends, his coaches, who like the people that knew him really personally and really well. You know my best wishes and thoughts are with them. But now moving on to the actual topic that I wanted to talk about is my genuine love of the the online show of called RWBY. This show is so fantastic, even when it had its moments of kind of a slow, like a slow burn. I want to say a slow burn, but with all of that, like RWBY is actually one of my favorite series that I've ever watched, and I keep up with it as much as possible. You know, and if you don't know what RWBY is, it is a series that was produced by Rooster Teeth, created by the late great Monty Ohm, and also just one of those. It's just one of those series that. Let me give you the premise of the series. It is about huntresses and hunters and huntsmen and huntresses, right? And basically revolving around four girls that make up, four protagonists, four heroes that make up the team that we are like you're gonna know once you start watching the series known as Team RWBY. There is Ruby Rose, you know, uh, who is, who has like these, like they have these. I'm sorry for jumping all over the place. I'm still trying to collect my thoughts on this because it's a really good show that I think a lot of people would enjoy, especially in especially in the later volumes. That's what in the later volumes, the later episodes, you will start to find something or someone or other things, even if it's the whole story as a whole, like overall, that you will enjoy with it. And I'm not some, I'm not trying to sponsor it. I'm not even sponsored by them whatsoever. I'm not sponsored by Rooster Teeth whatsoever. I'm just it's just an appreciation for Ruby as a whole. Like the whole concept behind it is pretty cool. Like they're they have they have weapons, right? They have weapons that are that works in two functions. It's a melee weapon and it's long range. It could be like, for example, Ruby Rose has a scythe that turns into a sniper rifle. What? Like what? Her sister Yang, her sister Yang is like she's I think she's like the oldest of the whole group. But anyway, Yang, hers is she has gauntlets, right? That are pretty much shotguns, like knuckle up boxing shotgun gloves, like shotgun gauntlets. Like that's the coolest thing. Like like out of control, out of control. And I think one of my favorites uh, of these weapons is is you're gonna come across you know when in the later episodes you're gonna come across him. His name is no, her name is Nora. Nora has my favorite combination weapon where it's a grenade launcher into a warhammer. But also along with those combinations of weapons, right? They also have these abilities called semblances. Semblance is a unique ability that everyone seems to have, like that almost every huntsman and huntress has in their arsenal, which is already they're already OP with their weapons, but now they have semblances that contribute to their weapon, like that gives their weapons either a boost or enhances their fighting ability. Now, let me see. So then comes then comes going back to Nora. Nora is a prime example. Nora's ability is to absorb lightning, electricity, in the short term. She absorbs electricity, so it's she's pretty overpowered. I want to line her up with Thor because that's who she's like based off of is like Thor, and that's the crazy thing about Ruby. Every character is based off of a fairy tale or mythology that we all have heard of before, and it's wild, and it's a wild thing. Like he just kind of a whole team of people thought of this idea and concept behind every single character, and it's like wow, that's nuts. That's nuts. And it's so unique, and then it gets you watching, and then the best part about Ruby in the earlier in the series, the best part of Ruby was the fighting. The fight scenes, the choreography was so spot on, so crisp and so unique that it's just like whoa, this is awesome, this is all awesome. And then for the record there is a bit of a issue. There may be a bit of an issue when it comes to Ruby after Monty's passing. I want to say after Monty's passing, not a lot of love went towards a lot of characters. So the ones that you've seen in like the first three volumes will not will not be present in future volumes. Like they may be mentioned, but they're not gonna like appear. Unfortunately, like spoilers, if, you know. But I do, I do appreciate the effort that they put into these characters. You know, to each and every character, their unique semblances, to their unique weapons, and and the type of styles that they have. My I want to tell you about my current favorite character in the entire series, right? Entire series right now, my favorite character is Neo. Neo is, well, actually, it's a tie between Neo and, ooh, Neo and Hazel are both my favorite characters right now. Hazel has always been my favorite type of character. Like has always been my favorite character since its introduction in Volume 4, which is like I wanted to know more about this big behemoth and why he's on their side. Got to know a little more about him later on, and then knowing about his semblance, which is makes him a little bit, just a little bit overpowered, where he has, uh, where he is pain tolerant. Like he can tolerate a lot of pain, a lot of damage. He can just get right back up, and it's like, isn't that a bit much? Isn't that a bit much to have him? He doesn't. From what I've seen, his weapon is his body. like I want, like his weapon, like as I mentioned before, with the two types of weapons, I haven't seen him with a particular weapon. I think is he's just a brute force. He's the brute. He's the muscle, and I was like, I can get behind that. Neo, however, is complicated. There's no, I don't know enough about Neo. Like a lot of people can say, like have theories about Neo and everything like that. All we know is like from volume two. Like correct me if I'm wrong though. Correct me if I'm wrong. From volume two, Neo was working with Roman Torchwick, who is like the first main villain that you know everybody comes across, right? So we got Roman Torchwick, and Neo is his like close partner. Neo is a mute. She doesn't say anything, but best character throughout the whole series. Trust me, there's a lot of Neo fans. Everyone loves Neo. Neo, her name is Neapolitan, and you're gonna like if you type in her name, say like type in Ruby Neapolitan, and then you'll get it. You'll get why her name is Neapolitan. It's crazy how creative. Like I said, it's crazy how creative Monty and the rest of Team Rooster Teeth came up with this. Came up with it, like how Monty came up with these concepts and these ideas, and how the rest of Team Rooster Teeth brought them to life. And it's like wild. It is wild, and I'm enjoying this series every single every single moment up until like right now. They're at volume 8, and episode 7. Right, episode 7. They're going to be leaving off of a. They're going to be leaving you guys. I'm telling you this. They're going to be leaving you guys with cliffhangers hangers, like multiple lines of hangers. It's the story got so deep, so like it's so like from the first from the first two chapters, it was lighthearted. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm gonna tell you how I'm gonna go down the line of how it went. Okay, so first two chapters, lighthearted school life, because Team Ruby isn't even an official team yet until they get to the Huntsman Academy, which is like the school. The school is called Beacon Huntsman Academy, and they are taught by Ozpin, Professor Ozpin. You'll see a lot of references to things, and everything will seem familiar to you, with their names and the place and the locations themselves, like the buildings themselves. I'm telling you this, like I'm just showing my appreciation towards this series. This series is phenomenal, and it continues to keep me at the edge of my seat. Continues to keep me invested in watching every single episode that I want that is available. Every time it comes up, I'm like, I'm ready. I'm ready. What you gonna give me? What's going on this time, Ruby? Where you gonna leave off at? And let's see a Neo in there. That's how that's how in love with Neo people are, including myself. I mean, like, Neo is one of those best characters that don't have to say anything. She uses her actions better than her words, and her facial expressions, and it just becomes it's the show is so amazing. I think the show is amazing, and if you are into if you are into animated series and you want to really, and if you don't have anything to do over the course of the holidays, or like if you got some downtime, I suggest that you watch Ruby by Rooster Teeth from volume 1 to the current volume, so you can get like a feel and up to so then you can get your feel of it. Like volumes 1 through 3, fun. Volume 4, it takes a different turn. It takes a different turn. Volume 5 is kind of like the uh, and then 6 through 8. Ooh, wow. You're gonna enjoy it. You're just gonna enjoy a lot of you're gonna see a lot of transformation and self realizations. A lot of things. There's a lot of different type of emotional pulls that happen within Ruby that will make you just like ah, and then like oh, but all in all, Ruby is one of the best series I've ever watched in a long time, and it does take a lot to capture my attention. It is, I want to say, it gives me like it gives me like great joy. Like it gives me childlike joy to watch Ruby every single week, every single time that I can catch it. Every single Saturday, I catch it, and I just it's just a joy. It's just a joy to watch, and I really recommend that you guys watch it. You guys and girls, you watch it. You watch this show. This is revolving around four badass girls. Sorry for the iron word. This revolve around four girls that train to be huntresses, but at the same time they come into their own. And it is one of the best stories that I've followed so far. Even though there are some, like I said, there's some instances where it kind of goes into a direction that nobody knows, but then it works out in the end. It's the payoff is worth it. This whole series is very much worth it, and I definitely recommend that you watch this. You watch it, and hopefully, I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that you get as much enjoyment as I get, as many of the reactors get, of as many people, as many of the fans get. And with that, I'm gonna just say, Ruby is my favorite series right now, and favorite ongoing series. Right now, they are taking a hiatus for the holidays and won't be back on until February, sometime early February. So, Volume 8, Chapter 7 is where it stops until they come back from their holiday. And then I will continue to watch it in February. I will continue to watch it uh, and enjoy myself. And hopefully you will too. Being honest, being real. And one other thing, in the thoughts I have right now, and everything with the support, even though I don't have a big amount of subscribers or anything like that, I would like to say thank you to the subscribers that are still sticking around, for the ones with the notifications up and everything like that. I like to thank y'all and say that I love you and appreciate you for sticking with me and my sporadic videos that don't have a rhyme or reason, but they do actually have a reason. These are the things that I think about and I want to share with you guys. And hopefully someone else has the same passion as I do about certain subjects that I talked about. So, with that said, this has been Dude, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.